Hey everybody, welcome back to the My Bourbon Journey Whiskey Review channel. My name is Scott. If you're new to this channel and you're looking for reviews of different whiskeys, such as bourbons, ryes, American style whiskeys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also hit the bell notification. That's going to alert you to when I'm doing new uploads, live streams, things along those lines. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for your support. I greatly appreciate it. So today we're going to be doing a review of the Peerless 3-year rye whiskey. Let's take a closer look. So today we're going to take a look at Kentucky Peerless. This is their newest release. This is going to be their 3-year rye. This is going to actually be a single barrel. So I was actually able to pick this up while I was visiting Kentucky not long ago, and this was directly from the distillery. So meaning this was a distillery only pick. I'm guessing they're probably at some point going to release other single barrels, but this is actually a single barrel that they term the smoked old fashioned. So it's very different and unique, and you'll see that as we kind of go through the review. So just a little bit of information on the 3-year rye. So this is 100% rye whiskey. This is a sweet mash. So if you want to see the definition or terms of sweet versus sour, you can look that up and kind of see the difference in the process. But again, this is 100% rye whiskey that is done through the sweet mash process. This is a single barrel, non-chill filtered, basically straight from the barrel. They cut this with nothing. It's basically done, probably goes through a char filter, and just to remove some of the barrel char, and then basically bottled. So that's exactly what this is. So that's something I kind of appreciate, where you then have the opportunity to, really kind of do what you want with it, whether it's add water, not, you're getting the true essence of what this whiskey did while it was in the barrel, and now you're going to, taste exactly that. So MSRP on this is right around that $125 range. So it is a little bit expensive, but that will be for you to decide, whether or not that's something you want to spend your hard-earned money on. So again, age statement, 3 years. This one was right around, actually it's labeled as 3 years. This one was just about 37 or 38 months. So a little bit older than 3 years, but not by much. And proof-wise on this, again, non-chill filtered, barrel-proof, sweet mash. This comes in at 109.2 proof or 54.6% ABV. So a really nice, proof to this. So hopefully it's something that you are interested in, and I know I was. I've been a big fan of Peerless since they released the 2-year rye. At some point in the review, we'll do a little bit of a side-by-side just to kind of see the comparisons. However, this was their standard 2-year release rye, non-single barrel, so more of a small batch type of release. So, all right, so again, this is the 3-year single barrel smoked old fashioned is what they called this release. So let's get into it. So as you can see, standard, for 3 years, been in the barrel, little bit of kind of a light copper, kind of dark honey type of color to it. So, all right, let's get into the nose. Boy, so right away, this fantastic, sweet rye and oak kind of combination to it. A little bit of a, not smoky like peat smoke, but a little bit of a kind of a sweet, like kind of campfire-ish, if that makes any sense. It's maybe more of the sweetness that's kind of coming through, combination of the sweet and the oak, and that's kind of what it's giving me a little bit of. A little bit of chocolate there as well. Definitely some oak, but it's a nice kind of sweet, a sweet oak kind of note to it. Not overly oaky, and you wouldn't expect that for something only being 3 years old. Dark fruits kind of coming through, cherry, kind of that strawberry, a little bit of kind of bitterness to it. And I think that's probably more of the dark fruit and kind of that like kind of oak combination. All right, let's give this a try. Cheers. So right away, the impression you get is it has a fantastic mouthfeel, meaning right away it's wanting to just kind of coat the mouth, kind of just envelop all your kind of, you know, taste buds. It's just kind of really very mouth coating. So it's really helping you to start to kind of pick up some of those flavors. As 109 proof, there's a little bit of heat to it, but nothing that's, you know, you're not getting a big or much of a Kentucky hug, nothing like that. Just a really nice, you know, mouth feel, nice, you know, chest feel to it. So let's take another sip here. So right away, great sweetness. The dark fruits are wanting to kind of come through. That rye spice is fantastic, nice and sweet. Not overly sweet, but a nice rye spice to it. A little bit of heat, like I said before. And that conversion from when I noted or smelled a little bit of a smokiness to it, it's definitely there on the palate as well. It's kind of hard to necessarily define, but it's this sweet oak that's kind of coming through as a little bit of a smokiness. Not peat smoke or anything like that, but it's just a nice sweet rye and oak balance to it. So really, really nice. You know, as it kind of, the finish really starts to develop, I mean, it's nice and long. It's leaving you with this kind of full, you know, like mouth tingle to it. So that's, you know, really just, you know, kind of exploding in your mouth, so to speak. It's really, really a fantastic mouth feel to it. It's leaving you with a really nice, sweet rye and oak finish to it. Nice and long, which is really, really nice. And that it's very like oily, so that's what's really helping to coat the mouth. And as the finish really begins to develop, in addition to the nice kind of sweet oak rye spice, this caramel, vanilla, dark fruit notes really start to kind of come out on the finish part of it. So it's for me, it's maybe the best or towards the top rye whiskeys I've had. So I mean, for 3 years old, I mean, it is absolutely, you know, fantastic. So I mean, you know, again, take that with a grain of salt. You know, it is a little bit pricey. Hopefully you have an opportunity to really try this. I mean, I think this is one of those rye whiskeys that kind of sets the groundwork for establishing what a really, really solid rye whiskey should taste like. I mean, it is full of flavor. Now, again, this is not their small batch release. This is a single barrel specifically that they released at the distillery, called the smoked old fashioned. And that term that they use, I think you can really see where the name kind of came from. I think it really the term that they've used is very proper. To me, it's more along the lines of if you were to like barrel age like a cocktail. That's kind of what this is. It really gives a lot of that impression of it being kind of an aged or a barreled type of cocktail. You're getting this just explosion of different flavors. So I mean, as you can see, I really enjoy it. I mean, it's a fantastic rye whiskey. I think they've done a really nice job with it. So hopefully people will have an opportunity to, also try, their standard three-year release, which just kind of came out about a month or so ago. So that should be hitting the markets, very soon. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't hesitate to pick this up at all. Again, aside from the price, I've seen in some areas it be right in that kind of $89 to maybe $100 range for some of the 2-year stuff. So hopefully the 3-year will be very similar to that as well. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't hesitate to pick that up at all. I'm thinking you'll be very satisfied with that, especially if you're a rye lover. I really enjoy a really good rye, and they've done a really nice job with this. So yeah, so go check them out, Kentucky Peerless. And I'll have links in the description below to the distillery if you want to read up a little bit more on them as well. So why don't we do this? I've got a little bit of that left in here. I'll take a little sip here. We'll pour a little bit of the 2-year and kind of just do a little bit of a side-by-side. It's not a totally fair comparison, but it'll give an idea of maybe the profiles of both of them. And the 2-year's been out for quite a while, so a lot of people have had an opportunity to try. All right, so let's give this a little bit of a pour, and we'll do a little small side-by-side here, kind of give you some notes or kind of a comparison on those. So, all right. So nose-wise, the 3-year right away. Now, just based on it being a single barrel, it's not even necessarily a very close race. The 3-year has this really nice kind of just sweetness, nice sweet rye to it, and this is nice as well. I would say it's just not as developed. It's a fantastic rye whiskey. I've had other bottle before, and I've kind of worked my way down on this one, but really nice. No, I mean, this one by far to me is heads and tails, nose wise, better. So let's try this. Yeah, so I mean, it's a nice, well-balanced, sweet rye whiskey. Fantastic. And that is just an incredible rye whiskey. If you have the opportunity to get your hands on one of these, or specifically the smoked old fashioned, for sure get it. I mean, it is absolutely fantastic. There's not a lot of things I do a lot of raving about. I try to be very, non-biased, but I would encourage you, if you can find this, to do it. It is a fantastic bottle of rye whiskey. So I'll leave it at that. And if it's something that you can find or want to pick up, do yourself a favor and do so. Again, I'll have some information linked below on really everything that you kind of that you really see here. So fantastic. So in addition to that, I just updated my Patreon page. So if you want to contribute to the channel, there's some different tiers there. So if you want to kind of follow along, or there's something that fits in how you'd like to support the channel, feel free to do so. Leave some comments, leave some thumbs up. I'm interested if anybody has had the chance to experience any of their single barrels or specifically the smoked old fashioned. So really interested to hear that. So again, comments, thumbs up, follow me. I'm on Instagram, My Bourbon Journey. You can follow me on Twitter, same thing. You can type in My Bourbon Journey, it'll pop up. Patreon. So really all of that. So with that being said, so like I say, it's about the journey and not the destination. Cheers.